Hello, and welcome to what I guess is the start of the Sledgehammer Customs YouTube channel. Currently sat in the project we're going to be working on. Hope you'll join me on this little weird journey we're going on. If you've not followed the links I've posted on the Instagram or Facebook to get to this point, to this video, my name's Rich from Sledgehammer Customs, and we're building a Mark II Caddy, and we're putting a VR6 2.8 AAA from a Mark III Golf in the front of it, and then eventually we're going to boost it as well. We're going VR6 turbo with this. Probably a bit stupid, but you got to have fun, right? That's what making cars is all about. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a quick show around. Maybe this might be a montage, might be some pictures, might be a slideshow. I don't know yet, because I've done live videos before, I've done stage work and stuff like that, but I've never had to format a pre-recorded video, so I don't know exactly what's gonna come after this clip. I just don't. So yeah, without further ado, let me show you around the van. Maybe post some pictures, maybe do a voiceover. I don't know. But if you're here for the journey, get used to me chatting absolute shit to myself, because that's how I keep myself motivated. So, let's show you around the van. So I've put the wings back on just for make it look a bit more like a van again. So we've mainly started in the engine bay. What we've been doing is removing all of the old studs that were no longer needed on this side. This stuff was supporting for the old brake system, which is down there. We had a little bit of rot on the shock tower, so that had to be dealt with. This can all be ground back. I need to get off all of the seam sealer so we can put a nice skim on it and then finish painting. We have welded in both sides now though. Some nice strong panels for the actual smoothing itself. Just gotta get rid of those holes, get rid of that hole as well. But we all good. Hang on, let me actually just got it. Not got much part storage at the moment, but there we go. So this is what we've been doing in the engine bay. My welding might not be superb, but it certainly is strong enough. Good friend of mine, Ella, has been up here welding as well. She is much better welder than I am. She did the shock tower and stuff for me. But yeah, with my trusty cardboard engineering templates, we got these made. Got that made. Got a little hole here that got plugged up from a little bit of rot. Luckily, unlike most caddies, we didn't have any rot on the chassis legs. This is usually a problem spot. What we have done though, sorry, let me just step out of the light. This patch here, and there was another one there. They were the OEM airbox mounts. Obviously we're going to be not running an OEM airbox, so we don't need them. Had to do a little bit of trickery in there. It's not the prettiest, but we're never going to see it. You can see that because there was quite a lot of rot on this, so we've had to reinforce it. See the patch there. We've taken off the sound deadening from the inside, and I have started to drill and fabricate the mounts for the pedal box. The pedal box we'll be running is Mark III Golf. Mark II Caddy firewall is completely different to a Mark III Golf firewall, so we're having to adapt this. Not on the firewall, we're having to adapt so that we can fit the clutch master cylinder. So we're going from a cable clutch to a hydraulic clutch, and we've also got to change the accelerator pedal, which is in here. Got our accelerator pedal, because that is cable throttle rather than the, excuse me, the MK2 Caddy's fly-by-wire throttle. I would like to keep it fly-by-wire, but I don't have an ECU that's going to allow for it, so never mind. In the back there, we've got to take some more sound deadening out, more sound deadening there. There's a lot of sound deadening to get out of this van, I've got to be honest with you. But yeah, we're making good progress so far. It's just quite a lot of, yeah, some crusty, just ignore that. We don't need to see that. Got another rotten spot there. I'll show you that in a little bit of detail in just a second. Yeah, a lot of stuff needs doing, but we are certainly in the right track. I've got the fuel tank out, so we've got put my teeth back in. We've got a lot of space to work underneath. This back axle will be coming out. Might get it Cerakoted, I might just rattle can it, because I don't know how long I'm going to run this back axle for. My plan being is once inside there is done, we're going to be putting in a roll cage, and then underneath here we are going to try and mount the axle off of a Mark III Golf. So basically what we will hopefully end up with is a Mark III Golf in the body shell of a MK2 Caddy. So that's the baby, and that's what we're working on. And I hope you'll join me on this little adventure we're going on, because I have never done this before. I've worked on cars, I've pulled engines out, I've put engines in, I've done suspension, I've done welding, I've done filling, I've done painting, I've done most of the things required to do this job. I've just never done them all in one, and pretty much by myself. So yeah, if you could join me, like and subscribe and all that stuff, all that cliche YouTube business, but gotta be done. Another little bit of rot down here I've just noticed as well. Wonderful. This bit's self-inflicted, I will admit that. This is from, we had to hammer the arches to fit the old wheels on, but most of that's probably going to get cut out anyway, because we've got big plans for maybe extending these panels out by about an inch, maybe an inch and a half, and then up the front as well. We've got big plans, we've got a lot of plans. Like I say, this video is probably predominantly just me chatting shit to myself. But yeah, I'll edit some stuff in after this, so you can see what I've been up to so far, or what I've recorded so far. And then yeah, away we go. Peace! welcome to inside the van, the office as it were. You can see I've almost finished getting the sound deadening off the floor, prepping that up. I'm going to re-seam seal this corner and this corner, get it all watertight and whatnot. You see a little bit of daylight through there. That's not normal, but we don't worry about that for now. What we're worrying about for now is dropping the fuel tank, which first involves unplugging this, unplugging it, undoing this cover, taking the plug out. So, away we go. Hopefully none of these are rounded, because there is, I'm sure some of you may be able to agree, there is nothing worse than a rounded Phillips head screw. Absolutely nothing worse than a rounded Phillips head screw. Just noticed I'm recording this on the wrong settings as well, so 1 second. There we go. There is the SDI fuel pump, and that's all we needed to do in here. So under the van we go. So here we are underneath the van. I'm sideways and these bolts are really rusty, so I'm hoping the rust isn't on the thread and it's just on the head, so that I have a fighting chance of getting them out. You can see the damage I was talking about to the fuel tank here. Luckily the Caddy runs a plastic fuel tank made by Seat, and I've not gone through it. What I have done though is I'll show you when the tank is out. There's a big hole in the filler neck where it meets the tank, so that when I was driving this as an SDI, I couldn't put more than 20 quid fuel in it at a time, otherwise it would leak back out the filler neck, which, as I'm sure you might be able to imagine, for long distance driving that wasn't great. So without further ado, let's try and get these bolts out. I'm doing the wrong ones. I'm doing the wrong ones. This will be a recurring theme, just so you know. I'm not exactly professional. I may not even be that good at it, but I do try, and I'm enjoying myself, so I don't really, what's the word, care. It's pretty good fun. Keeps me occupied, keeps me out of trouble, and everything that I do, I'm learning something along the way, so the exhaust was previously blowing down here quite a lot, as there is an awful lot of diesel soot here. That is wonderful. Oh, where is it? Where is it? There she is. There's number 2. Is there any more? That's them. Oh yeah, what the fuck? I think that's all of the bolts off this side. Should now just be the single tank strap on this, which I've never seen before. Usually the Golfs have either 2 or 3 straps, I can't remember which, but I know they've got more than one for sure. My fears about rusty bolts were dumbfounded. These are fine. Nothing wrong with them at all. I'm quite impressed. I might even be able to clean them bolts up and reuse them. I don't want to put rusty ones back in, but the option is there. This tank is starting to move now, so if you don't mind, I'm going to move out from underneath it so I don't, again, drop it on my face. Oh, I've just realised, I think I'm going to have to take this wheel off, which I don't know why I haven't done already, I've got to be honest. So, give me 2 seconds, I'll take a wheel off and I'll be back. So, as could be somewhat expected, focus, there we go. All down here is quite a rotten area, including the bolt that's currently stopping us from dropping the tank out. I'm hoping that this mount here, this bit of metal, is rotten enough that if I drop the tank strap off from underneath there, I'll be able to just yank the tank out and this'll break off. It doesn't look like it's very strong anyway, so like I say, you can see that line I was talking about here now, just there, along there, it's all old metal, it's all rotten. There is also, I've just noticed, a hole up here as well, which is great fun. Fuck you. So along with that and this, that needs repairing, so I might just end up putting big rounded tubs in the back of here so I can run some bigger wheels. I'd like to run 17s on this if possible. So yeah, let's try some brute force and ignorance, see if we can't get this tank out. And here we are, one Mark II Caddy diesel tank. I'm not actually sure if this filler neck issue was a permanent thing. This might be still salvageable yet. I don't know if I can use the VR6 pump in here. I really don't know if I can be bothered to clean the fucking thing out. The plan was to just put an aluminium fuel cell right near the back doors, but if this is salvageable, we're going to save money, we're going to use it. Obviously it'll get a big clean up beforehand, maybe something bonded onto here to protect that a bit further, or I could just get another Mark II Caddy tank. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of saving money. But yeah, this, I didn't realise that this split away from that. I thought it was a one-piece tank like the old VWs usually, or used to be, like on the Mark II Polos and stuff, but no, I think I might have got away with it. So, this needs to be emptied out, cleaned out, and then I need to see where the problem actually was with this and why it was leaking, which I'm really not sure. Can't see anything. It could have just been the join where this bit goes into that bit, but who knows, who knows. But yeah, the fuel tank is out, and we now have a lot of space to play with underneath the van. There's nothing underneath the van bar the back axle. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. So this is another one of the rust spots I wanted to show you earlier. It's a pretty bad one. Like, you can... Not supposed to be able to do that with the back of a van. There's usually a vent in here that drains water out the back, I guess, or drains air out or whatever. But what happens is, rain comes up off the back wheel, gets trapped around this area, and then shit like this happens. This is barely even metal anymore. It's pretty fucked. So what I'm going to do is, I think, chop it about there to there, so it's level with the boot floor. Have a little lip round the back of here, because that's where the strengthening is across the back of the van. Don't want to chop into that, but this stuff is not massively structural anyway. We can modify that and box that back in, and then if there's enough space, or if it's a wise idea to move it this far back, I have a power steering pump off a BMW Mini I could put that back here, or I could put that where the fuel tank was about 10 minutes ago. The main goal of that is I need to try and move as much weight from the front of the van to the back, just to offset the weight of the VR6 a little bit. Obviously the cage is going to help offset weight, but that's added weight rather than weight that was already there. Power steering pump's a little bit heavier, but along with the battery being moved, the coolant reservoir being deleted, that's all going in the radiator. ECUs, bits of wiring, stuff like that is getting shifted back. It doesn't really matter, but I've always been taught if you want a car to handle well, it should be as balanced as it can be. I'm already at a disadvantage with these things, these leaf springs. So I'm going to gain back as much as I can by at least attempting to build it properly, if that makes sense. But yeah, power steering pump back here maybe, battery on the opposite side. A lot of welding. There's another bit just about there. No, just about there that I showed you earlier from the inside. This is basically what we're working with. I'll probably leave that here for today. May even, I don't know. I just don't know. I've not done this before. I've done live videos before, but I've never had to structure a pre-recorded video. I think the next time you see me, Ella will probably be here doing some welding. We'll try and get the front of the van finished up. Try and get that done. Get all the metal work done there. So like, that's really hard. This bit here and the bit on the other side, that side, whichever way I'm pointing, it's all backwards. Hopefully all the sheet work will be done in the engine bay anyway, and then we can move on to skimming it all, getting it all sanded, getting it all ready for paint. I probably should test fit the engine, but this swap has been done quite a few times now, so I know it'll fit. It's a Volkswagen, we're using Volkswagen parts. I've got no issues, I've got no worries. Yeah, should be fine. So, unless this isn't the end of the episode, I'll see you next time. Peace.